Now I will move forward towards the code of wired scenario. Now the first line is set ns new simulator. This is the code for wired scenario. So the first line is set ns new simulator. What it is? A comment is already written here. It creates a simulator object named ns. Okay. We can assign any name here, but we assign ns here only because it can be, so that it can be compatible with other codes also. It is a general nomenclature that we assign in case of wired scenario, we assign ns as the simulator object. In case of wired scenario, we assign ns, wireless scenario, we assign ns underscore as new simulator object. Okay, this is a general notation. We can choose anything else too. Okay. Now I told you earlier there are two main output files of the NS2. What those output files are? One is network animator file and other is trace file. Network animator file is used to run the simulation and the trace file is used to get the output from with the help of AWK file. Okay. So how these two files are generated? You see these two lines. These two lines are to generate network animator file. Okay. Set nf. Most of you might not be knowing the TCL script, but there is no problem in that. I will be telling you everything whatever is required. Okay, set means set creates the variable. In C++, how we define a variable? Suppose int a is equals to something. This is the same command as set. In set, we assign a variable. And what is the type of that variable? It is written in this part. Okay. Now set nf open out to .net name w. What this line shows? This line shows that we are defining a variable named nf, and what this variable represents? It represents a file named out2.nam. Okay, the file will be named as out2.nam and it is opened in write mode. Okay, so we can write anything in this file named out2.nam. Okay, now this is again a command ns nam trace all nf. It is a command for what is to be written in the particular out2.nam. Okay, I told you we can write anything in this file, but what is to be written? It is defined by this command. What is written here? ns nam trace all nf. So whatever the event will be happening in ns. So what is the ns? ns is this one, simulator object. Whatever the event will be happening in it, all will be traced in nf. What is nf? nf is out2.nam. Okay. These two are variable names. These can be changed. Okay. But this is the command. It cannot be changed. If you change it, then you will be facing a error. Okay. Okay. So we have generated the network animator file here. Now to generate trace file, these are some commands. Again, set trace fd open out1.tr in write mode. Again, trace fd is the variable. We can take any other variable too. So trace fd represents what? A file named out1.tr. Okay, it is opened in write mode, so we can write anything in this file. Now the second line is ns trace all trace fd. Again, it is similar to this line. What it shows, whatever event is happening in ns, everything will be recorded in this file in traceFT. What traceFT represents? It represents out1.tr. Okay, so every event in that particular object ns will be recorded in out1.tr file. Okay, so up to here what we have done, we have created a simulator object, and every event of that simulator object will be recorded in two files. One is in this file out2.nam, another one is out2.tr. Okay, the format of both the files will be different because it is a network animator file, this is a trace file. So this is a function to finish the program. It is called at the end of the program. I will skip it for now. I will come back to it at the end of the program. Okay, so now we will move towards these lines. Okay, we are creating some nodes here. How to create a node? The command for creating a node is this one. Okay, what we are doing, we will assign a variable set n0. N0 is a variable name, you can change it to anything else, and this is the command that you should not change. ns node. ns is what? The object that we have created, simulator object, and node is the command that is used for creating the node. Okay, so in that particular object a node is created. The next line will create another node named n1. Okay, then the third line creates another node named n2, and this line will create the one other node named n3. Okay, so total 4 nodes are created, n0, n1, n2 and n3. Okay, so let us see what we will do with these nodes. What we have done till now, we have created a simulator object. Okay, then we are recording all the events in the trace file and network animator file, and now we have created 4 nodes. What is the mean of node? Currently it does not have anything in it. It is just a simple box. Okay, it is an empty box. There is nothing attached with it. Okay, now we will have to attach everything to it. What those things are? First, we will have to create a link between the nodes, whatever link we want to create. Okay, so we will create the link using these lines. These 3 lines will create the links between nodes. So here this line creates a link between 2 nodes. Okay, we type this code in. There are anything we can type. There is one tool called, this is the text editor. I am writing this code in. So text editor is a simple text writing code. You can write any code in it and save it with the extension. If you write C++ code in it, you save it as the extensions .cpp. If you are writing TCL code, you save it with the extension of .tcl. Okay, so it is a simple text editor like Notepad in the Windows, so you can use it. Okay, so let us see what this line says. ns, again the same simulator object. Duplex link, it is a command. Duplex link means it will create a duplex link between node 0 and node 2. Okay, node 0 and node 2 will be connected with a link, a duplex link, and the bandwidth for that link is 1 MB and the delay for that link is 10 milliseconds. Okay, and the queue type, it is using SFQ. Okay, there are many queuing types. The most most of the person must have heard about the drop tail queuing. Okay, there are many types of queuing in the networks. So stochastic fair queuing is a part of that. We are using that one here. We can use other queuing also. Suppose drop tail and one RED queuing is there. Many queuing are there. but we cannot just type anything. Suppose if we are using drop tail, we cannot just type drop tail here. Okay, we will have to, this is a command. This SFQ links this source code, this TCL code with a source code, okay, in which the description of SFQ queuing is written. Okay, so this is a command. If we write in short form SFQ in a small letters, it will not work. Okay, so we will have to use the same command as instructed in the source code. How these commands we will know, I will tell you. Okay, so now what this line does, NS duplex link N0 N2 with 1 MB bandwidth and 10 millisecond is the delay and stochastic fair queuing. Okay, so N0 and N2 will be created with a duplex link. Similarly, the next line creates the same type of link between N1 and N2. Okay, the third line creates the link between N2 and N3. Okay, the same type of link. So there are total 4 nodes. You can assume these nodes in your mind: N0, N1, N2 and N3. N0 is connected to N2, N1 is connected to N2 and N2 is connected to N3. Okay, so you can assume this scenario in your mind. Now this thing, these 3 lines are not actually necessary. Yes, we can create as much nodes as we want. There is no limit in that. Okay, we have created 4 nodes here, not 3. 3 is the number of links. Okay, we can create as much nodes as we want. Okay, now these 3 lines are not really necessary. These lines are written only to make the scenario look better. Okay, so what these lines say, I will tell you. NS duplex link OP. This is again the command. N0 to N2 orient route down. Okay, N0 and N2, the link that is connecting N0 and N2 will be oriented right down. What does it mean? The N2 and N0 will be, N2 will be in the right down direction of N0. Okay, when I will show you the scenario after running this file, it will be very clear to you. Okay, so N0 and N2 is connected with a link and that link is oriented in the right down direction. Okay, now N1 and N2, this link is oriented right up direction. Okay, and N2 to N3 is oriented in the right direction. Okay, again these are commands, so you cannot write anything you want in here. You cannot write R capital or anything else. You just have to follow what is written in the source codes. But as I told you earlier, many things in the NS2 you will have to assume. Do not search everything in the source codes. Okay, it will take a lot of time otherwise. So what you can do, here the orientation is right down. Okay, now you can think that if we write it left down, small left, then it may be oriented toward left down position. Okay, so you can try that and run it and get the result. Okay, what it means, is it really working or not? Okay, rather than searching for the source code. Okay, so some things you will have to assume in NS2 and try to do hit and trial. So this thing is N1 and N2 are oriented right up and N2 and N3 are oriented right. I will come back to it when we run the scenario. Okay, now by now what we have done, we have created 4 nodes and these nodes are connected with each other using some links. Okay, means N0 is connected to N2, N1 to N2, N2 to N3. N0 is connected to N3 also with a means via N2. Okay, N0 is connected to N2 and N2 is connected to N3. Okay, so we can reach from node 0 to node 3 using node 2. Okay, so one scenario we have created, but the main problem is, not a problem, we have not created anything to transmit yet. Okay, so what message is to be transmitted, what type of this message is, okay, what is the transport layer protocol, these things we have not defined yet. So we will define it now. Here see these lines, set UDP 0, new agent UDP. Okay, so again set UDP 0 means UDP 0 is a variable. Okay, and what this variable shows, it shows an UDP agent. UDP agent means all of you should know that UDP is user datagram protocol. Okay, used, which is a connectionless protocol. It is used for a constant bitrate data transmission. Okay, so if you don't know, I am telling you, you should learn this. UDP is used for a constant bitrate data transmission. Some packets, if some packets are dropped in the UDP, there is no problem. Okay, now set UDP 0, new agent UDP. We are attaching a new agent UDP here. Okay, UDP 0 represents a UDP agent. What we are doing, using this line ns attach agent N0 UDP 0. Okay, so node 0 is connected to UDP 0. Okay, so there is a transport layer protocol named UDP is attached to node 0. Okay, and that UDP is represented by UDP 0 variable. Okay, now what we are doing, again we are setting another variable UDP 1. It is also showing a different agent, a different UDP agent. Okay, and this UDP 1 is connected to node 1. Okay, this is the command for that, ns attach agent N1 to UDP 1. Okay, so there are two nodes N0 and N1 are attached with UDP 0 with a UDP agent. Okay, N0 is connected to UDP 0, N1 is connected to UDP 1. Okay, we cannot connect the same UDP, means same variable, with both. Okay, because two nodes cannot contain the same agent. Okay, the protocol will be same, but the agent will be different. Okay, now again these two lines, these four lines are for clear understanding of the scenario. Okay, there are, since we are using two nodes as source, so we are trying to distinguish between their packets using different colors. Okay, so for that purpose we will have to assign class to every UDP agent. UDP 0 set class 0, UDP 1 set class 1. Okay, so UDP 0 set class 0, UDP 1 set class 1. Okay, so what is the use of setting the class? It is used for defining different variables, means different variables regarding the packets. Okay, we are using only one variable named color, ns color 0. Okay, the 0 class color will be blue. Okay, it means what? The packets transmitted through UDP 0 will be of blue color. Yes, the class underscore is a keyword. We will have to use it same. Okay, otherwise there will be an error. So class 0 color will be blue, means the packet transmitted through UDP 0 will be blue color, will be of blue color, and packet transmitted through UDP 1 will be of red color. Okay, up to here everything, I think everything is clear. We have created 4 nodes. We have created links between those nodes and attached two UDP agents to two different variables, means N0 and N1 are attached with a UDP agent separately, and the colors assigned for the packets of these UDP agents are different. Okay, one is blue, another is red. Okay, it will not show any effect on the result, but it will be it can easily distinguish between different types of packets. So you will be able to see the scenario clearly. Now NS duplex link op, again the same command to define the property of a link. Now what does it link? So what does this command say? NS duplex link op, again this is a command or keyword, you can say. We cannot use any other keyword. N2 to N3. Okay, so the link created N2 and N3 will be having a queue. Okay, the queue for this link will be visible. Okay, queue means whenever we transmit a packet from a node, we first put it into a queue, then only it is transmitted from that queue. Okay, in every network it happens. So we are doing what? When we want to transmit from any node, any packet between node 2 and node 3, that queue will be visible to us. Okay, this command shows what? The queue position will be 0.5. Now what this 0.5 is? It is a very simple thing, means it defines the direction of the queue. Okay, in which direction the queue is oriented. Okay, 0.5 means it will be perpendicular, means its direction will be the perpendicular to the node, means in the above direction to the node. 0 means it will be in the at the 0 degree angle with the node. I will when I will run this program, I will show you with the different values of it. Okay, and the maximum value of it can be 1. That means the 180 degree angle. Okay, now what we have done? We have designed 4 nodes, connected links, attached UDP agents to 2 nodes, and defined the colors of the packets blue and red, and the queue is visible for the link N2 and N3, link between N2 and N3. Okay, now what is missing? We have not, UDP does not create packets. Okay, the message is not created by UDP. The message is created by using a traffic source or application layer. Okay, so here the traffic source we are using is constant bitrate. As I told you, the UDP agent is used to transmit the data constant bitrate data. So here with UDP we will be using constant bitrate traffic. Okay, so to define the constant bitrate traffic, this is a command, new application traffic CBR. This is the command. Okay, so this command is used by CBR, means this command creates a CBR agent named CBR0. Okay, so CBR0 is variable name, again set CBR0. Now here there are several properties of constant bitrate link. The constant bitrate traffic model, there are several properties. What those properties may be? What is the size of the packet? Okay, after what interval it will create another packet. Since it is constant bitrate, it will be creating a packet after a particular interval. Constantly it will be generating a packets. So what the interval will be, what is the packet size, and some other properties may be there. Okay, but here we are using only 2 properties. What other properties can be there? I will tell you. Means how you find out that what other properties for any variable is there. Okay, in source code. I will tell you that too. Now CBR0 set packet size underscore. Means clearly see this variable. You will have to write whatever it is written here. Packet size underscore. Okay, so packet size underscore is 500. Means the packet size is of 500 bytes. Okay, it will be of 500 bytes. Every data unit written in the TCL file will be in of bytes. Okay, and the time unit written in the TCL file will be in seconds. Okay, so the next line shows what? CBR0 will generate a packet after interval of 0.005 second. Means after every 5 milliseconds, the CBR0 will generate a packet. Okay, and what will be the size of that packet? 500 bytes. Okay. Now set CBR1. The same lines, these lines are repeated here. Okay. Okay, but first this line, CBR0 is then attached with UDP0. Okay. CBR0 is attached with UDP0 using this command, attach agent. Okay. So UDP0 is connected to node 0. So CBR0 is attached to node 0. Okay. So node 0 is now, node 0 will be transmitting the data with an interval of 5 milliseconds between the packets, and each packet will be of 500 bytes. Okay. It is as simple as that. Now set CBR1 new application traffic CBR. Again the 4 lines are repeated. The only difference is the variable name. The variable name we will have to obviously take another a different name. Here we have taken CBR0, here CBR1. So this CBR1 properties we have put the same 500 bytes, and after 0.005 millisecond the data will be transmitted. Okay, means the packet interval between the packets will be this much. Now CBR1 attach agent UDP1. So UDP1 is attached with CBR1. Means CBR1, UDP1 is attached with node 0, so node 1. So CBR1 is indirectly attached with node 1. Now what will happen? Node 1 will be transmitting the data packets. Okay, with an interval of 5 milliseconds, and the size of the data packets will be 500 bytes. Okay. Now set null 0 new agent null. Now we have created the agents which are going to transmit the data. Okay, but we have not created the receiver yet, who will receive the data. Okay, so we have in this scenario, in this simulation scenario, we have assigned node 3 as the receiving node. You can assign it to any other node. There is no problem in that. So how we assign the receiver in case of UDP agent? Set null. Same these characters are same. It is a variable name. We are initializing it. We are initializing null 0 variable. What it is? It is a null agent. Null agent means it will receive everything. It will not transmit anything. It will receive. Now, and what we have done? NS attach agent N3 and null 0. So N3 is attached with null 0. N3 is what? Node 3. It is attached with null 0. So N3 will be receiving the data. Okay. Now what we have done yet, I am repeating again and again so that everything will be clear to you. We have created 4 nodes. We have created a topology connecting some links between those nodes. 2 nodes, node 0 and node 1, are attached with UDP agent as well as a CBR agent. Okay, the traffic type is CBR and the transport layer protocol is UDP. Okay, now the packet colors are, we have assigned different, blue and red, and we have created a null between at the node 3. So node 3 is acting as a sink now. Now what will happen here? Node 0 knows that it has to transmit some data. Node 1 knows it has to transmit some data, and node 3 knows it has to receive some data. But node 1 does not know to which node it has to transmit the data. Okay, we have assigned only one null. Okay, one receiver, but there may be many receivers. So the transmitter cannot select the receiver by himself. Okay, we will have to assign it. So how we assign it? Using these two lines. NS connect UDP 0 null 0. So UDP 0 is what? This agent, it is connected to node 0. We will connect this UDP 0 to null 0. Okay. And UDP 1 to null 0. It means what? UDP 0 is connected to null 0. Means node 0 is connected to node 3. Node 0 will be transmitting the data and node 3 will be receiving the data. Here, node 1 will be transmitting the data and node 3 will be receiving the data. Okay. So now, what we will do now, we have designed the scenario completely. We have designed the nodes, the links, the transport layer agent, and the traffic also we have designed. Now, we will have to start the scenario at some point. Okay, so we will run the scenario and we will have to see the result. So for start means we can run the scenario using a simple command. I will tell you in the terminal now. But when we run the scenario, the CBR agents also we will have to start at some point. Okay, so these lines represent that. NS at 0.5. Okay, at 0.5 second, the CBR 0 will start. Okay, so CBR 0 will start transmitting the data. And at 9.5 second, it will stop the data. Okay, stop the transmission of data. Here, NS at 0.5, CBR 1 will start the data transmission. Means node 1 will start the transmission. Again at 9.5, CBR 1 will stop the transmission. Okay. So these lines are for starting the transmission and stopping the transmission. We can assign the time any time as we want. 0.5 and 9.5 I assigned. You can assign anything if you want. Now, what this line does? NS at 10.0 finish. What this finish is? I told you at the beginning of the code there is some function. A procedure is written. I skipped that and I told you that I will come back to it later. So we will move towards that now. At 10th second, the finish function will be called. Okay, and what the finish function will do? It will close all the files. Okay, the NF, the trace file we have created, it will close it, and flush trace means whatever the data is stored in it, after writing it, it will close all the data and close the trace file as well. And here this line is what? Execute network animator out 2.name and exit 0. Means this line will do what? It will run this command NAM out 2.name. Okay. What is this? This command is to run the network animator file. Okay.